The Dick Cavett Show.
In 1968, ABC gave Cavett his own show. Carson regularly beat him in the ratings, but Cavett carved out a niche. He wasn't afraid to book fellow cerebral Americans, and they weren't afraid to come on.
No, I was admiring your virtuosity. I'm a student of television, unlike Mr. Cavett.
A slightly tipsy Norman Mailer pursued his famous feud with Gore Vidal on Cavett's stage.
He's shameless in intellectual argument. He's absolutely without character, a moral foundation, or even intellectual substance.
And then Mailer turned on his host.
Why don't you look at your question sheet and ask a question?
The thing that I didn't realize could make me angriest. Why don't you read the next question off the question sheet?
To which you responded,
why don't you fold it 5 ways and put it where the moon don't shine?
Now that's an interesting role for a host.
Well, yeah, it's not in the book of how to make friends with your guests.
Yeah.
Even bigger guests led to even bigger trouble.
Talking, suddenly the audience starts shouting, "Get your hair cut," and you know, long hairs, go back to where you came from, all that kind of jazz, you know.
John Lennon and his wife Yoko Ono chose Cavett for their first TV interview after the breakup of the Beatles.
He was a good guy, I thought.
But the Nixon White House didn't think so. The president wanted to deport Lennon for his leftist views. Lennon asked Cavett to help him with the Justice Department, and when Cavett did, President Nixon and his chief of staff, H.R. Haldeman, talked about Cavett in the Oval Office, and not in a nice way.
We've complained bitterly about the Cavett Show.
But the killer line is when the head of the free world, speaking of a late-night talk show, says of its little host from Nebraska,
Well, is there any way we could screw him? That's what I mean. There must be ways.
how can we screw him?
And while Cavett's TV career ended years ago, he's still irritating politicians. In his online column, he skewers mostly Republicans, like Sarah Palin, about whom he wrote, "She seems to have no first language."
I honestly felt sorry for John McCain because he aimed low and missed.
Cavett has made a career by aiming high and missing only rarely. Age may have slowed his tongue somewhat, but it has not dulled it, and he's still ready for prime time, even if prime time has passed him by.
Could the Dick Cavett Show exist today?
Well, I hope so. I'm announcing a new Dick Cavett Show now. Somebody out there must get it and put it on.